Hi, everybody. This is Racquel Palmese. It's Wisdom Wednesday. I was a little delayed because our internet went down. It seems to be going down every day around this time, and we have to call and yell at them. And then they say, "Oh, we're sorry, we're down, so you have to redo your modem." So we redid our modem, and now I'm back. So I hope I'm not choppy. I hope I'm coming through okay. Hi, Tanya. Hello. Thank you for hanging out and waiting for me. Much appreciated. So let's get started with our Wisdom Wednesday. It's good to be here. Hi, Cindy. Hi, everybody. If I could send hearts back to you, I certainly would. Yeah. Just sitting here feeling the circulation of energy with you all is just such a beautiful experience for me. I hope that you feel that way too. And thank you for all the hearts coming on. Hi, Tanny. All right, let's take a deep breath. Settle in. Thank you all for liking my frog, by the way. Oh, this hand. Appreciate. Frog appreciates all your love every week. Yes. So here we are. I'm catching my breath after thinking I couldn't do the Wednesday, and then someone suggested just record it. So I was about to record it, and then the internet, of course, came right back up. So here we are. I'm breathing and I'm releasing all that kind of thing. Being here, being thankful to all the technology gods that help us navigate through these times. So switching from frustration to gratitude is always a very good exercise for me, and I'm sure for you. It's amazing that this has been here for us this whole year, that we've been able to at least communicate with each other in sometimes very rich ways over these platforms and media that we're able to do and stay connected in some ways. Okay, so releasing all that and receiving the largesse of spirit. Right now, checking in, seeing what is wanting to be talked about, what is wanting to come to the front, to be looked at by all of us that are here today and that will be here later. So a little while ago, it started coming in to talk to you about the different kinds of energies that there are out here in creation, on the planet. The different kinds of energies that we can get caught up in or that can help and support us. How to access those energies. How to align with them. How to receive them, and how to know when something is not healthy for us. This is a big subject, much bigger than our 20 minutes together. But I wanted to broach it with you because it's a big part of my work, is to recognize that there are many realms of spirit. There are levels and realms. There's more than we have the capacity to think about or know, because our minds are so limited, unless we can actually open our minds, as we've been exploring over this last year every Wednesday, to open our minds and our hearts to feel into a bigger picture of who we are. That we don't end where our skin ends, that we are more than what our mind can think about. That there's a brain in different parts of us that is very active. That there is intelligence, streams of intelligence that can be received by us when we're ready to actually open and receive them safely and know what we're receiving and what we are tuning into. This is coming with a great deal of importance right now as something for us to look at. Because if we look on a global level, we can, if we take a long view, without judgment and without fear, we can see that there's a lot of different types of energies that are impacting everyone's life on the planet right now. There's a lot of very negative energy that has infected large segments of people with a great deal of suspicion and a great deal of fear. As you know, 2020 has been an incredible year of what I've been calling a secondary infection, a secondary virus. Besides COVID, we have a very seriously contagious virus of suspicion and fear that has infected a huge percentage of our global population. Some people are good at ignoring it, but to really be able to see it for what it is, to know when these energies are affecting us, they come in through our thinking. We become susceptible to messaging that scares us. This is normal. We've loved to be frightened since we were little kids sitting around a campfire or watching Freddy movies. We like to have our fear stimulated. It's natural. It's good for us. It helps us process through our fear to face it. But then it gets more dangerous than that when it becomes like an energy that infects our hearts and minds. When it becomes like a belief system that huge aspects of our lives cannot be trusted. We begin to feel that we're strangers in a strange land. So these shadow energies that have always been on the planet, it's nothing new. World War II, the rise of Hitler, started with rumors about the Jews. It started with information that began infecting the thinking of very, very good people. And for some reason, certain ones of them were easy prey for these rumors. There's all kinds of brilliant writings about the dynamics of all that and what happened and how suspicion turns into raw fear to the point where we will turn violent against each other and allow violence to each other. And it's very, very important for us to look at this right now, because you may know in yourself even, or in friends, family, you may be having the experience of feeling like you're losing someone. You may know people, is what I was saying, that you feel like you're losing to energies that are taking them away. Most people I talk to feel that they have friends they can't talk to anymore, that it's just cut off. And not to go into judgment about who's right and who's wrong, but to feel that permeation of negative energies that flow through the planet, flow through creation here, and how susceptible we become to it through our own fear. How it rejiggers our brain chemistry. How it ungrounds us. How it throws us into emotional turmoil, confusion. And then we end up fractured. We end up with fractured relationships, unable to bridge a gap. What's important about all this on spiritual levels is that there are realms and levels of spirit. My teacher, and I'm sure others, have called the lowest level of spirit, the one that we're most tangibly in communication with, called it the astral level. That level, that realm of spirit is full of black magic. It's full of a lot of stuff. Some of it's good, some of it's really dangerous, really bad, and can infect us easily, affect us easily. It can cause us to take on different energies that we are not prepared to deal with, and we don't know how to release, and often we don't feel we should. The astral level is unfortunately a level that's used by people that sometimes call themselves healers. Sometimes appear in medicine journeys when the leader of such a ceremony is not equipped to know how to deal with these entities that can come up through those realms. People can get damaged permanently, or at least have a very long road ahead of them to come out of whatever it is they've taken on. Perhaps you know someone like this. It doesn't always involve medicines or different enhancements we try to do for each other or ourselves. Sometimes we're just vulnerable. We're in a very weak place. Our life is changing. We're going through a transition. We're processing heavily. Fear or anger or rage, old childhood emotional damage can come up. And when we're in one of those places, we can be very vulnerable to taking on these energies that are flowing through our creation here. And it takes some skilled facilitation, a lot of patience, a lot of rest to come on out of that. Sometimes it takes some facilitated exercising of whatever the entities are. But I think for the most part, these things are not supernatural so much as they've been with us, just like viruses have been with us since we began. These things are here as a kind of balance, as a way to keep us choosing who we want to be, how we want to be in our world, to teach us how to process through these things and let them go, how to not believe in them. How to not live there, where we lose our love, our capacity for love, compassion, understanding, how we sometimes even to have a real, honest smile of connection. So the astral level is just one level of spirit, one level in creation that's very close to us. Lots of beautiful things there too that we can almost reach out to and touch. And beyond that though, and where I feel my work is connected, are to much higher realms of spirit. Realms, levels of powerful intelligences, angelics, light beings, archangels, source, God. I prefer to devote my life to connecting with those levels of spirit that keep me humble and keep me opening rather than closing, that keep me in inquiry and curiosity, that keep me in a heart-centered place rather than a place of needing to know, a place of thinking that information is God, a place of protocol and other people's ideas. These vast and beautiful realms of spirit don't ask me to be a slave to them. They don't ask me to bow down before any idols. They don't ask me to swear allegiance to any one way of thinking or being. The opposite. These guides, beautiful unseen beings, only offer themselves to reach back to me when I honestly reach out in all sincerity and ask to become my very highest self and offer that highest self to others as much as I can. And even within these higher realms of spirit are also negative forces. So the way I feel, I know, is to hold ourselves open, our hearts open, to be unafraid, to really love, to really listen, to not buy into anything that tells us that fear is a ruler of me. Anything that tries to pit me against another part of my human population, I reject. And not that I think everything going on is okay. I don't. But I can't be effective with it. I can't be a voice if I'm in judgment and I'm captured by negative thinking. So as you're with me right now, take a moment. Let's get out a broom and sweep out those places where you feel that you've been infected with any of this virus of negative thinking, of suspicion, mistrust. Any thinking that tries to separate you from those who love you. This is serious. We want to rein in this virus, this epidemic, pandemic. We want to come into this new age together, not apart, not being ripped apart by forces on the planet that seek to destroy us. And really what they try to seek to destroy is our amazing, unique, human capacity for love. Ain't nobody gonna take that away from me. How about you? Thank you. Mahalo, Carol. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love. Hope to see you soon again or next Wednesday. Feel free to communicate with me in any way available. I'm here. See you next Wednesday.